What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy, Popular Video Games here, chilling out, maxing out, doing my thing. Welcome to my fan fiction, aka prediction series of The Flash, Season 3, Episode 14. Check out the other episodes, link in the description below. Let's get into this. The episode begins with Firestorm and Killer Frost watching the news at EOD's recent attacks. A mysterious voice asks about the new group. Frost says that they're called EOD, Equality or Death. Are they metas or are they humans? The mysterious voice questions. Firestorm says they are both. They want to live together, not separate. The voice says, gods, pretending to be man, wanting to be accepted by them. They should rule them. And in an angry tone as the voice throws an 80-pound sofa at the TV, panning up, the voice is revealed to be Grodd. Frost says, I'm guessing you want to change the channel. Grodd looks at her and Killer Frost says, whatever. Firestorm said, this is a major problem. This is going against not only our plans, but this is also going to cause us major problems. How are we going to take on multiple groups? And then groups with metahumans on their sides as well. Grodd tells him to calm down. Killer Frost says, I don't really like being the sarcastic one that much, but I have to agree with my boyfriend over here. How in the world can we possibly take down more groups, and then ones with more metas than we even have to offer? Grodd says, we can use this in our favor. For one, those metas are not highly trained as all of you are. They just were regular people who were not trying to get involved, and now they're lashing out. They don't have the mentality that you all have. That's what our edge is. Plus, we can use them. Killer Frost says, how can we use them? Grodd says, we can use them to cover our tracks. The media, the government, Trough, and the Flash are all focusing on EOD and their terroristic nature right now. It is time to commence Phase 3. Killer Frost and Firestorm look at Grodd with big eyes. Grodd calls in Tony and tells him he has a job for him. Tony says, do I get to kill anyone? Grodd says, lots. Tony smiles and says, this is going to be fun. Grodd says this is war, not playtime, and asks him to have a seat. Other metas from the Human Eradication Force, aka HELP, start coming in for the meet. Tony says, ooh, I get playmates. Frost laughs. The metahumans start joking around when Grodd steps up to the podium and says, silence! All the metas get quiet. Grodd says he has a new order and a new way we're about to do things. Let's get started. Now, we have to blow up 6 buildings. Now, these buildings contain main supplies for the military division Argus, Metahuman Suppression Force. They have a Spartan Force, which are superhuman by heavy experimentation by the military. These are not metas. These are genetic freaks, Grodd says. Now, one of the buildings contains a satellite uplink codes. This is going to be the first building we hit. Pistol laser manufacturing. We cannot have these humans with heavier and more dangerous weapons than we currently operate. Argus vehicle repairs. And plans need to be stolen and the building blown. We're not trying to destroy everything they're doing. We're trying to get the plans so we can copy it. So make sure you get those plans before the building is destroyed. Now, for the first building, which is called Know Your Universe Inc., Grodd orders Tony and another meta to go up and take it down. Tony agrees and the duo leaves. The rest of the metas Grodd sends for various other tasks. He looks back and says this meeting is adjourned. The metas get up and leaves. He looks at another TV screen as the president sits back and calls metahumans freaks, abominations, and overall should not be on this planet. Grodd looks at the TV in anger. Meanwhile, Felicity gets a call from Diggle. She says she can't talk long, she's at work. Diggle said, work? He questions, when did you start work? And then Felicity says, do you think I could be this beautiful on a budget? Come on now. They both laugh. She said that she works at Know Your Universe Inc., accompanied by Robert Queen, so they can examine the outer atmosphere and hopefully find some parts of aliens. Diggle said, aliens? Now Felicity says, after everything we've seen, aliens is not that far a stretch. Now Diggle says, wow, that's amazing to get in. A lot of people I know have been working their asses off going to Harvard and such, but you got in. How is that possible? Felicity says, hey, my dad wasn't a genius for nothing. It rubbed off on his daughter. Now, Felicity also asks about the bank incident and how Diggle should be resting. Diggle laughs and tells her He's in Troph's headquarters. Felicity screams. Everybody in the office looks at her. She walks out and shuts up and says, I can't wait to get off. Where is it at again? Diggle says, I can't say it over the phone, but I'll be in touch once you get off. She says, that's a date. I mean, not a date because, you're dating Thea. I mean, I'm going to shut up now. They both laugh. And then Felicity says, oh, here comes my boss. I have to go. And then Felicity's boss walks up to her and questions, why is she on the phone? She said, for maintenance. My computer is acting up. Her boss buys it and tells her to input the satellite coordinations and give the findings to the research team on the 5th floor. She nods with a smile and begins walking over to the satellite code uplink room. Now, as she's walking, the elevator opens up behind her, and it's Tony in the elevator. He's dressed like a janitor. He easily sneaks past everyone and goes along the building, planting bombs until a security guard sees him. He is told to stop. Tony looks at the man. The security guard gets a bad feeling and pulls out his gun and points it at Tony, telling Tony to get on the ground. Tony then becomes clad in metal. Now, the security officer begins firing the bullets at Tony, but they bounce off of him. Tony then picks up the man and throws him out the window. An alert is activated, saying that there is a breach, and they will begin locking down the satellite uplink codes and the orbital defense codes. Tony couldn't steal what he was supposed to, so instead he decided to blow it. He presses the button and it says 1 minute. Now, he didn't realize he would have time, so he runs to see if he can steal any of the plans before it blows up. Felicity finds the bomb, and with other co-workers trying to escape, they also see Felicity trying to disarm the bomb and tries to go over to offer some type of assistance. Now, Felicity manages to disable the bomb, and Tony runs back and he sees them messing with it. Now, Tony knows that if they manage to get away, the plans will be lost anyway, so he figures I might as well take them down as well. Now, he runs and snaps the back of one employee and stabs 2 others using the man's torso and spine. He slaps Felicity, breaking her jaw. Tony says, you bitch. Tony manually activates the bomb, blowing up the building, sending him flying thousands of feet north. Meanwhile, the group arrives at Troph's secret base. Sicko sees another van pull up with Power Outrage's body in it. Rep says, shall we proceed, ladies and gentlemen? And they enter into the secret hidden base, which is in snow. Once they get inside, Barry and Cisco go all crazy over the technology. Barry quotes that stuff like this is only theory now. How did you? Laurel walks out saying he's from the future. Rep laughs and says, you love saying it, don't you? Laurel says, you bet. Rep says, yes I am. I'm from the future. I brought my wife and son here to escape a horrible fate. Trop scientists put the body on the table. Cisco runs over saying, hey, watch it. Alright, I need that body as you found it, intact. Barry and Rev just laugh at Cisco. Rip says, let me speak to you for a minute, Mr. Allen. Rip says that, is what Hartley tells me true? You time traveled? Barry says, yes I did. I caused all of this hell, and I don't have my powers back to try to fix it. Rip says, amazing. Being able to move as fast as you do and break the time barrier. You're hoping to get your powers back, aren't you? Barry answers, yes, I have to stop Black Flash and bring an end to this madness. A red alert comes on to the base. Rip and Barry run back to the control room. On the monitor, it shows the satellite building burning down. Diggle rolls up in a wheelchair and screams, no! As he falls out crying. Everyone wonders what's wrong. He says Felicity was in there, and now she's not picking up. Rip's lieutenant says it was a health attack. Rip agrees. Rip then asks the medical lieutenant, is Rupture ready for battle? She states that even with the futuristic technology that you brought back, it's still going to take time for him to heal. He's still badly damaged, but I do have 5 other agents. Will they be enough? Rip says they're going to have to be. The agents walk into the room, and then Rip shows them the footage. This meta flew out of an exploding building. Not because of his own will, he flew because of the sheer impact of the explosion. And then, let's zoom in a bit. He has a metal body. That body is still intact. He's able to survive an explosion up front. This might be even more trouble than these 5 can handle. Another alert came up. The Trop base Echo 2 is under attack. Rep orders multiple troops to be sent. Barry says, wait. He calls Wally and tells Wally about the situation. Wally agrees to go help and he says, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this because now my sister's involved in that. And he runs off. Wally runs over and greatly assists Echo too, taking down 15 metas, chaining them up and knocking them out. Rip says, who would have thought that we have a meta helping us? Cisco says, well, I'm a meta too. The entire Trough base turns around and looks at Cisco. Cisco's eyes get completely open and Rip asks about his abilities. Once Cisco explains everything, Rip says, remarkable. You're really something. Cisco says, well, time for me to get to work on the weapon. Now, I've almost cracked what I need. I need his bones as a conductor, and I need to shape them into the barrel of the weapon. Rip walks away and says to himself, those metas cannot be trusted. Hours later, Cisco makes another breakthrough using the Trop scientist's help. Apparently, Power Outage's blood can be placed on a special suit for Barry that will allow the weapon to deliver the speed straight to his body without a container needed for the gun. Now, Barry says, is this safe? And Cisco says, yeah, maybe. Well, it's a high probability that this is safe, Barry says Cisco. And then Cisco says, well, you know, science is all about trial and error. And then Barry says, what happens if I'm the error? Cisco gets quiet and looks at Barry. Barry looks at him. He's like, Cisco? And then before this conversation gets too heated, Rip walks out and yells, I have a big announcement to the entire Trough agency. Everyone looks around. He says, we just got a shipment of new enhanced tech. New recruits being brought to Trough from private investors. Now we have 200 more people on our war front. Not to mention other type of vehicles, airplanes and such like that can really help Trough. Now that we have enough, it's time to bring the fight to Hef. Everyone screams for joy. Meanwhile, in a different location around the same time, EOD members start invading Starling City to recruit and causing massive problems throughout the city. This alerts the local law enforcement, which causes a massive firefight between the two groups. The fighting caused a truck to be ran into a power station, and the pole from it made it crash and destroy the arrow cave, exposing it to everyone outside. The firefight continues until SWAT arrives. EOD is chased out of the city. The police return to investigate the fighting. Wally runs back to see this and runs off trying to contact Iris. She answers and says she's driving back to Central City. Wally tells her what happened to the base. She says, where's Barry? Wally says, I don't know. I just got there. Cops are just searching that. Iris says, thank you, God, because she was just leaving as Barry and the others were being taken to the Trough HQ. Now, she also comments saying that EOD is becoming more and more uncontrollable. I believe they are behind the recent bombings. Wally says that as long as you're alright, I'm gonna be okay. Iris says, I wish I could have gone with them. This job really takes the fun out of life and hangs up. Wally races back to Central City to meet Iris. Back on planet Apocalypse, Darkseid is overlooking the Black Flash's transformation, infusing the flesh of 100 primed, fit, and healthy mortals. Combined with the speed force in his body, he'll be an unstoppable warrior for Apocalypse, Darkseid thought. Now, Darkseid scientists came in to talk to Darkseid about the matter. Now, they said that it's not likely that he'll be able to maintain that form without some type of suit. Darkseid says, I agree, go make one. The speed force in his body is holding it together, but I do not know how long it will actually hold. And before he could finish, an explosion is heard from the lab. Darkseid runs back and sees a naked human. Darkseid says, my son, how do you feel, Black Flash? Black Flash says, I don't want that name anymore. Darkseid questions. Black Flash says, the Flash was something that Barry Allen came up with. I am my own man, no longer held by my hatred and by the past of Barry Allen. And then Darkseid says, whoa, what do you want to be called? And he said, I need a name of my own will, so when I kill him, he'll know that this race I will win. Wait, Racer. I got it. Darkseid looks confused. My new name will be Black Racer. Darkseid says, well, it suits you. Now that you got in your flesh and bone, you can actually start repaying your debt. Racer says, I'll do anything. Darkseid says, we are going to control all the metas on Earth. As a personal army, and you will be the general. Black Flash smiles and looks at Apocalypse. Now, Darkseid also tells him, I have a suit that has to be made for you because your body cannot contain itself. And then Black Racer says, I feel it slipping away. Darkseid says, not for much longer. There is a suit being prepared for you. Once the suit is finished, we can commence this. Darkseid smiles, and then Darkseid says, it will take 2 weeks for your body to heal. Once that's over, everyone against us will die. Dark Racer kneels and says, I am right with you, Master. Guys, it's been The Flash, episode 14, season 3. Make sure to put in the comments, what do you think about this? Like, comment, and subscribe for more. Next episode is going to be out in about 3 days. I'm going to be upping the doses on episodes because I want to make sure this gets done before The Flash season 3, episode 1, the CW's version comes out. I have my own version and they have theirs. I want to make sure that mine is done before theirs comes out. Now, guys, put in the comments, what do you think about this? I want to hear what you guys have to say. Now, if you're wondering about my Destiny prediction series, the new episode's coming out in a little bit as well. Now, just stay tuned, guys, and bear with me. I'm going to try to get a lot more Grand Theft Auto videos out as well. Thanks again for watching. You guys have been an amazing audience. Peace out, and talk to y'all laters.